Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the SDFC Fancast.
Woo! How to express your anger.
Yeah, and you're ugly.
What do you feed your dog? He's miserable.
Dog food? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Courtney Cox, what's up? Hey everybody, what's up? Coachella was today. Coachella tournament.
You going to the desert is what's up, my dear friend.
Before we get into that, just wanted to say sorry I missed the recap of our inaugural preseason match. You guys did a great job recapping it real quickly.
Thank you. And I'm glad you said recap because I think in the Instagram thing I put analysis, which is way too grandiose for that. It was just a little recap and commentary. That's what we're good at.
It was good. Yep. Just real quick, my thoughts on that game. Really quick. I felt like we didn't look very comfortable playing from the back. And I thought Mighton looked absolutely explosive, and Chucky was the best player on the field by far. Dos Santos looked good, made a lot of good, strong, I believe one of you guys said brave saves. So I thought it was a good showing. And there's going to be some growth to be had, but overall, not super upset with that first performance. That's all I got.
No, I agree. One thing I did notice, and not in regards to the performance, maybe the performance of the announcer, but in the first game, they kept talking about all SDFC signings, and obviously that is going to be a big thing to talk about with us being a brand new expansion team. But the announcer kept saying like San Diego F.C. made their first signing, and then 3 months later they signed Ingvartsen and Tverskov from Northland, who are really good players. It's like SDFC made their first signing, and then X amount of months later they signed Chucky, and it was really exciting, And it's like, did they bring up who SDFC's first signing was this game? Because I would like to. His name is Duran Ferry, y'all, from San Diego, goalkeeper, on loan at Northland right now. He literally, as a 16-year-old, had to hold the whole professional roster on his shoulders for a few months before they signed anybody else. Gave the boy some props. Duran Ferry is his name.
I remember those days of Durant when he is all we had. He was our first player. We clinged to him for months.
Hell
and
yeah.
We still will. Gosh darn it.
He'll be back.
I know. Oh yeah. Well, we will follow his career. For sure. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. I'm assuming he didn't do it, but how was the announcer today, Keegan? I heard you liked him.
Oh, just beautiful. So Saturday they had two guys. Today they had some guy, I forget his name, but the inflection he had on some player's name, which Colin beautifully pointed out. It wasn't Mighton, it was my 10 every time. And then even like Norseland, it was like Norschland, everything was it was like nails on a chalkboard the whole game. But I saw in the second half, it's a Wednesday game. It's a little rainy. There wasn't a packed stadium like it was on Saturday for the first one. I spotted someone in the crowd, someone with little pink, get some color, sitting alone right by the edge, right behind the goal. I believe that was Nathan. I saw sitting right there, and I heard talking some shit to players.
No, I would never do anything like that ever. There may have been an instance where number 27 slapped Ian Pilcher a couple times, and I didn't like it. And I may have mentioned something, but that's it. I do think it's a bitch move to slap somebody's hand twice. And then when you go up for a corner, instead of actually looking at the ball, you just look at Ian Pilcher and slap him in the chest. I do. I think that's a bitch move.
Darian Asperia. I think. Yeah, well, guy. Boy,
he does bitch moves at Coachella tournaments, just so everybody knows.
Well, there was a borderline fight too.
Dude, he went in studs up on Chucky. The Timbers were acting a little shitty at the end there. Just saying.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was like a welcome to the MLS Chucky kind of a thing,
Yeah, well, I don't like it either which way.
Yeah.
Not when it's my team, God damn it.
For sure.
No. And then who was it that was out the rest of the game? I forget. It was
dude, Cisniega.
Yeah, Cisniega. Yeah.
or Negri. Yeah, dude,
No,
I don't know. I
Negri.
was
Negri.
mad. It was Negri.
It was Negri. Yeah, Negri. No.
Negri was at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was out.
Okay. Oh,
and
yeah.
he like that was a crunching tackle.
He got hit,
dude, yeah.
And then he got up. They said something to him, and he stood up, still limping, trying to fight. And that's when everybody came in. And which, in a way, I like that the boys were all fighting for each other. Sorry,
they do, dude. That was one thing that I liked a lot is they're already like defending each other, and there's already some camaraderie there from what little bit I can tell. But no, it was awesome. It was really great to see him live. But on the way in, I must have gone a weird way. I went in through the team entrance on accident, and I literally
accident.
I did. Okay, and then I got lost. I had no idea where to go, and you know what? I see somebody standing there like an angel, like a beacon of light, and it's a trainer from San Diego F.C. This is the Fancast, but from San Diego F.C. the team, and I just pull up next to him like, hey, first of all, thanks for being a trainer at San Diego F.C. And he was like, hey, thanks for support. And then I said, how do you get to the games? And he pointed me. He gave me directions. So, hell yeah, San Diego F.C. family, boy, what's up?
Was his name actually Angel? That's hilarious. Really quick, going back to the announcer, and then I want to hear about your adventures, Nathan. I will give him a little bit of leeway. Yeah, his inflection was really annoying, but it's got to be hard to be just by yourself talking for over 90 minutes straight about an expansion team who he probably hasn't done a lot of research on. It'd be hard to do. You got to like entertain yourself basically for 90 plus minutes. It's not easy.
Yeah, he did.
I would have sounded terrible, but I wouldn't have been like my 10.
Yeah.
2K.
Valla, Kari.
Yeah, I thought besides the inflection, he did a good job for being by himself. It was just, it got to be very. Ooh.
Oh, I didn't realize he was by himself. I mostly wanted to bring it up too, just because it did annoy me that they didn't just say Durant Free's name last time. I was just like, just say his name, Jesus. But I think to your point, Chris, there was also a time where he was trying to figure out who was younger between Valakari and Saidi. And he said, let me see if my sheet has their birthdays. So he must be given like an information sheet, So I guess, whoever gave that information sheet, put Durant Free on there. There were more Timber fans there, unfortunately. They're mostly old people. It's a Wednesday in the middle of the day, so I'm assuming there's a lot of retired. You know what? I just realized
snowbirds.
I'm an idiot. There's exactly.
Yep.
So for those that don't know, there's a lot of snowbirds that live in Palm Springs during the winter, and what a snowbird is they live in their main place of residence like 9 months out of the year, and then come out to California, Palm Springs specifically, for a lot of them for 3 months out of the year to get away from the rough weather of their place of residence.
Pussies.
My grandma was a snowbird.
Back to the game.
No, but no. During the game, there's a couple, like I'd ask you guys, kind of think about runs of plays or whatever, some stuff to talk about, which I'm sure you already did. But for me, there was a time where Mighton, we lost the ball in their third, and they were on a counterattack, and Mighton outpaced everybody and sprinted back to win the ball back. It was so sick. Or maybe not win the ball, but he stopped the counterattack. And dude, he's so fast. I was like in the 3rd minute of the game, the 10th minute or something. It was very early, but it's still like, holy crap. And I love the fact that, and I'll bring that up in a second, because I said that to him. And then the other one was when Chucky came on, it was immediately attacking. Like he literally was on for less than 1 minute and had a shot on goal. And I think that might have been our only first or second shot on goal all game, if I remember correctly.
We had like 2 in the first half. First one was nothing. The second one was like a missed hit outside of the foot shot by the guy who got subbed out pretty early, Lofsland.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
got
right.
you. No,
but there wasn't much.
Gotcha. And then the other thing I noticed is it looks like like the Yepa Anders Chuki connection seems to be flowing. They seem to be, yeah. And so dude, Godoy as well. Godoy's good. He's
Dude,
like
that four.
he's
What you
really
just
solid. Every time he gets the ball, there's like, I'm not worried he's gonna lose it or nothing like that. He does the right things. Like I really am high on Godoy after watching him a few games.
Yeah, I
So yeah,
agree. Yeah.
those are kind of my thoughts. What did you guys feel after today?
Yeah, I mean, going back to what I was saying from the first game where we didn't look that great playing from the back, I jotted this down that we looked a lot more confident today playing from the back. In fact, I don't recall any super terrible mistakes that happened while we were playing from the back. Maybe one or two minor ones, but like in the first game, there was a couple that probably should have led to goals. So I thought we looked a lot better playing the style that we're going to be playing for the foreseeable future. And the goals that we conceded weren't a result of like a mistake from playing from the back. It was just bad defense. That's one thing I jotted down.
No, I agree. And there was a lot of three at the back, wing backs, all that type of stuff. Um, I liked it. It seemed like the players that they played in the first 45 to 60, it seemed like a little bit more defensive heavy, I would say, because when they threw in Yepa, Marcus, Chucky, Anders, all at the same time, it seemed like heavy attacking. And that's when we did start conceding. We looked a little bit leakier in the defense, but our offense also definitely looked more dangerous. So, man, I'm happy. I don't know. I'm happy so far. So far, so good. I think before Mikey was saying to just treat it like a scrimmage, and that he wants to see hard work and things like that more than anything else, which I think everybody works hard. That is one thing I really like about this team is that everybody goes for that second ball. There's no one, I don't know, there's no one phoning it in or anything like that.
Yeah, I thought Luca looked pretty good. Overall, like I thought he distributed the ball pretty well and kind of seemed to be a pretty big centerpiece. It's kind of to my eyes. And then everything you guys said is true. I was slightly concerned with just like the goals we conceded seemed to be just all on the counter, and I feel like that, or primarily a lot of that was countered. I don't know if that'll be a thing if we're kind of playing out of the back. We're always going to be sort of susceptible to the counter. Probably more it's just like lack of teamwork and communication, just because they're just haven't there are no reps, right? The more reps they play and more practices they get under their belt, that'll probably improve. Plus, we'll talk about it later. We signed a new guy that might maybe help that. But yeah, but overall, which guy said everything looked great. Like overall, I think we have a lot of positives to take away from it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Cole. I was literally just going to say that. The goals we conceded were just sloppy defense, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
and you're right, they were off the counter, but I think those types of mistakes can be easily um, fixed up and remedied. I don't think that it might be an issue for the first few weeks or whatever, but I think they're fixable for sure. So that's a good point.
We're definitely not playing these games and getting absolutely destroyed by teams that, like these teams have been playing together for multiple years. A lot of the players are the same on these teams. It hasn't changed that much. So, yeah, I
Well, the
agree.
score lines would indicate otherwise, but you're right. The gameplay was very competitive, and they could have easily, both games could have easily ended in a draw or us coming out on top if circumstances had changed
For sure.
slightly.
Yeah, like first game that shouldn't have been offsides. Godoy should have had that goal. I thought today though the biggest thing I saw though was just like first touches, first half guys had compared to when we had like our starters, real starters come in towards the second half. You could see such a big difference of just first touch balls, like how much more confident they are, how much better they are. Especially Chuki's just unbelievable. Like he should have had at least one, if not multiple goals. And he's just such a difference maker when he's on the field. And I feel like he's such an X factor when he's playing. And I think I know they're figuring out who their starters are going to be and everything, but it's good to see. I'm confident. I know obviously 3-0 isn't what you want to see your second preseason game, but it's not the full team. who knows what they're doing as well, play wise, trying to push different passes, everything through. But I'm excited. I think it's good. It could be a lot worse for a
Right.
team of guys who played together for not that long. It could be a lot worse. I have a lot of confidence that I think they're going to progress. Next game will be really interesting because that'll be the real last preseason game. Um, but I don't know, man. Just seeing really with Chucky on the field, with how he is, you have Bartson. I thought McVay looked really good today as well. We have a lot of good players that more reps they get in, I think it's just going to get better and better.
Yeah, there was. Well, first of all, Keegan, your point about the final preseason match, I think that'll be a really close indicator as to what our opening day lineup looks like. So I would imagine, once that lineup's out, the starting lineup for Game 3 will probably be pretty pumped because it'll probably be a solid indicator of what we're going to see against the Galaxy. But there was one play in particular which lines up with my formation, having Chucky more central. Um, it was just like such a sick 1-2-1-2 between him and Dryer. Like Chucky bumped it to Dryer, Dryer backheeled it back to Chucky, and then Chucky made like a driving run. Dryer was ahead of him, and Chucky hit him with like an outside of the foot pass, which was just ridiculous. And then Dryer had an opportunity with his left foot. He just mishit it. It was a hard strike to be fair, but it was just those two combining together is going to be so fun to watch.
Dryer hits that in season form. Dryer hits that all day. You know what I mean? Like we're prime. Chucky just every time he's just like you say, far and above most people on the pitch in MLS. He will be better at then and have more experience then.
Dude, watching it live, like his outside of the foot passes are amazing, and that exact run of play, Christopher, was incredible. That was really, really good. And one thing I loved about watching Chucky live is he's so chill. He's not the step over guy. He's not the fancy guy. He fights for every ball, but I also notice he's smiling half the fucking time, and he's better than everybody else. And it's really fun to watch him play. He doesn't overdo it or nothing like that. He is just a solid fucking player. It's really awesome.
I think he's going to
Fundamentally
be
sound, very fundamentally sound player.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be a big, not dark horse because he's already a big name, but I think he's going to have a really big year. Just seeing him, obviously, it's been watched his stuff with PSV and everything, but seeing him these last two preseason games, and as he gets more comfortable, I think he could be, and he will have a very big year. Like he is just a quality player, and I
Dude,
think the MLS is going to know what's hit him when he starts hitting his stride.
there were a lot of LA Galaxy fans looking for his autograph. That's for sure.
I bet.
A lot of fans from other teams looking for Chucky. Most certainly.
Yeah, the announcer was saying that the Galaxy was by far the biggest fan contingent today. I know the other day was SDFC, but today was Galaxy. So yeah, I'm sure they were lining up for
No,
Chooks.
it was cool. And then at the end of the games, the players, a bunch of the players come over and this and that. I didn't want to push the little kids out of the way who are trying to get stuff signed and all that. So I try to just
Like on like old school when Will Ferrell gets the dart and he's like,
dude, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
like pushing kids out of the way.
But you know what? It's kind of nice because I'm the size of a child. So like they don't if it's just out of their peripheral vision, they're just like, oh yeah, I'll sign this for this kid. And they look at me like, oh, he's old.
This kid's wearing a fake beard.
This kid has gray in his beard.
Kid's drinking a beer.
No, I went and took a picture with Alex Mighton, and I will work on that smile. I swear I'm excited in the picture. But no, you know what I told him? I'm such a dork. I told him I thanked him for being the type of player that will run back, that will track back and defend. When we lose the ball in there, and he started laughing. He's like, "Well, I appreciate the support," and I was like, "Hell yeah, dude! Glad you're on the team."
He was smiling, looking at it right now.
He looks really good. He had some really
He's
good,
good.
Dude.
Just runs up the side too, nutmegs, passing, and just his whole ball movement. Biden looks really. I'm pumped on him. I think he's going to be huge. He looked really good when he got subbed in.
Producer
Also,
Trev and I had this conversation. Sorry, Nate. Um, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out because Chucky is theoretically a left winger and Dreyer is theoretically a right winger, and Mighton is also a winger. So I really hope our coaching staff finds a way to get all three of them in there from the start, as opposed to having Mighton come off as a sub, because I just feel like those are three of our top 5 players probably that need to be on the pitch at all times.
I think
Yeah.
so, because especially since we'll be in the Leagues Cup, which we announce our opponents in the Leagues Cup. You know, we're not going to be in the Open Cup, which in my heart, I wish we'd be in the Open Cup because it seems like the less of the cash grabby cups. But at the same time, the Leagues Cup has, you know, the Liga MX teams, and we could possibly play Messi and all that crap. So it's like, I'm excited. Who are our opponents are Tigres, Pachuca, and Mazatlan. That's who we're playing in the Leagues Cup.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
Tigres, dude. Okay, yeah, we have to go to this game if it's in the United States. Even if it's fucking in Mexico, I want to go. I want to see Gignac play for Tigres. I do.
Hell yeah.
Tigres is a good team. They've built like a dynasty the last like 10 years. Y'all, they're really good. This is going to be a really, really, really good challenge. I'm really curious to see how SDFC does against Tigres and Pachuca in particular.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I mean that would be
I-
just be a really good test. Go ahead, Keeks.
I was just saying, I know we talked about what cups we're in and if we want to be in this cup or that cup, but I have to say, I was just looking today at the cup schedule. The fact that we're in a cup, you know how fun it's going to be to go watch cup games, like how cool it is. Elimination cup tournaments are so much fun. So, yeah, that's great. And against teams from other countries, just good exposure for us. It's our first year. Let's put our foot in the water, get into the pond, figure it out.
Maybe
I
take your
think
I
it's
pants
agree.
great.
off.
Yeah, take your pants off. Go skinny dip. Let's go. But
Let's do
I
it.
think it's great. I'm just stoked because we get to play. It's
Got
better.
alarmed here.
Hey, we all
Built for-
remember the 2006 World Cup when Sebastian Schweinsteiger was naked in the fountain after swimming with those girls, you know, and he got in trouble. That's why he didn't start one of the games.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Legend.
We got this.
I would like to give some flowers to our second draft pick, but second first round draft pick, Ian Pilcher. I'm pretty sure he played the full 90 minutes.
Yes, he did. Man of the match for me.
Good shift.
For a guy that's 22 years old, and I don't know if he played in game 1 or not, but to have that experience and be able to play the full 90. Granted, we conceded 3 goals, but I don't know. It's great experience for him, and who knows, he could be a starter for us. It could be a huge find.
He can, dude. He was the one that got slapped in the chest and all that shit. He was the one. Yeah, he gets the mix. I like Pilcher a lot.
Oh yeah.
I'm really pumped on him.
It's exciting, and then also Diop got a lot of playing time today, and can't forget he was the first overall selection in last year's draft. So obviously the sky's the roof on that guy as well. He was the one who took a real tough tackle in the first half, and then but he continued on.
brought
Good
him-
call. Good
They
call.
brought him up too during the broadcast, saying like he has such upside. Like he has a huge. Like he went to he was to Charlotte, right? Then he has a huge amount of to where I think he's just hitting his stride now. That we have a lot of guys that are on the up and up that are building, which is great.
And Pilcher just graduated from UNC, and
No way.
I think that Diop did as well. They may have played together, those two, in college.
I really like having
Double check me
Boateng.
though. Double check me, please. I don't know if that's correct or not.
I really like Boateng as our captain today. Normally Yepa, I think he was captain last game. And I forgot who gets subbed in who's the captain, but I liked Boateng. He looked sharp. He's a veteran. And I just thought he looked well today. He played well, and I think having just had that presence and experience is going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, he went to
Clemson. Sorry.
Yeah, he went to Clemson. Yeah, Colin, I was going to mention him next. I think I honestly, I don't think there's room in the lineup for him to be starting.
Nah.
But I think he'll be a huge huge piece to come in, captain our team for cup games, like you mentioned, Keegan, and Nate. And then also coming off the bench, he's just such a solid, experienced midfielder. He looked good today.
Sharp.
He just runs all over the goddamn place. He's like
Looks
a
like a
little,
pro.
little firecracker.
He looks kind of like
I want to
Nate.
take a picture with them. We're like twinsies, you know.
Yeah,
I
He
was
he's
gonna
does
kind of
kind of
say-
look like Nate, yeah.
He looks like Nate and Shane Blackburn molded together, and then also a little different, but they look like the
The
same.
people are
you
like,
know?
who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Shout out Shane.
I
B.
love it. I love it. But no, I mean, yeah. Overall, I guess we're all excited. It's nothing. Still feeling very positive. And like I said,
Very.
the whatever Mikey was telling them beforehand, it seems like they really are treating these as scrimmages and not, not too much. I mean, they've been training together for less than 2 months, right? Less than 3 months. Like that's
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's why I look at it. Like, yeah, we lost 3-0, but we had 16-year-olds playing the first 45 minutes. Really, all that matters is like I'd like to see behind the scenes in the locker
Did
room.
we?
Like what? Yeah, we had what's his name? The 16-year-old playing the first half.
Ani Valakari.
No, he ain't 16. Is
No, what's his name?
he?
Because I know
was like, that
Joking.
dude's like
the first game
Because I
we
messed
had-
up his name. Callback
I was
joke.
just
Sorry.
like-
Sorry.
the first game, I know the second half, they said we had two 16-year-olds. I forget their names. And then today,
Anisi Saidi is one.
Saidi
Yeah,
is
Saidi.
one.
Yeah, that's what I
So-
was gonna say.
And Saidi started this game. But I was just saying that, like, I just think as long as in the locker room, whatever game plan, like the defense obviously fell apart. It's my biggest kind of worry. And I think it was counterattacking stuff that can't be handled. Chucky should have had a couple goals, but whatever, like their game plan going in, I don't know. It's like spring training baseball. Like as long as they get their reps in, guys are healthy. I just don't want. That's what worried me at the end of the game. I don't want any injuries.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
get everybody
Yeah.
through healthy. They get their reps in. They get warmed up.
Yeah,
everything will work
27.
out fine.
Darren.
Bitch, no
Yeah.
injuries.
But it's like it's like the guys who win like baseball, like the winners of the Cactus League, the spring train. Those guys never go on to do well. You don't want to be perfect at this time. Just get your reps in, get stretched out, and then start the season. So all in all, I think it's a lot of positives going in for
Yeah.
a team that has it's all question marks for everything. Like
You
have
want your
nothing-
streak to hit after the All-Star break, you know?
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. And I feel like Chucky I have to say I knew he was going to be good, but he is like the moment he gets onto the pitch, he is like an X factor game changer. Like he really is. He has looked very, very good.
Having fun. He's having fun out there. You can tell.
Yeah, exactly. Just
He is.
impressive.
Speaking of having fun, at before when they were walking by, Marcus and Varkson walked by, and I yelled, "Dang, Marcus!" And he looked at me, and I said, "You're even more handsome in real life." And he smiled at me. But the reason
And
I
then
bring that
security
up,
came over.
Yes.
Hey. the reason I bring that up is because then the second half when I went to the other side and I was sitting behind the goal, there were two young EMT girls and they were staring at the players. And I looked and I was like, oh, they're and I told him, I was like, his name is Marcus.
He's
the one you're looking for. And then she goes, how do you know I'm looking? I said, because if I was you, I'd be looking too, dude.
They call him
male models.
Emergent Marcus.
So yeah,
Train
that
us.
was.
All right, well.
I
You got
liked
there.
it.
Really
I
hit that
liked
one
it.
out of the park.
Look at Why don't you sit the next couple plays out?
Hey, you know what?
Let me know next time you stand up, Keegs.
You
I
guys need
liked
some
it.
water?
We would be remiss not to talk about Patty playing a lot of minutes too, and he looked great. He always looks great. He is a pro. Patty is very good at soccer, at playing
I
soccer.
love him, dude. I love him a lot.
Yeah,
That
it's-
first goal.
It's funny the the guys that are coming over from England have arguably looked the best on our team so far with Mighton and Patty. So
Yep. Balakari, and I mean he's not England, but
Hey, Europe has good soccer. It was invented there and all that fun stuff. Oh, England's gonna get mad at me. Are you part of Europe or not? I don't know. You decide. Anyway,
I have to say though, that first goal from Chucky to Patty was I want that every game. That was just perfect. Just chips it in, header in the goal. It was beautiful.
We
Gorgeous.
tried the same exact set piece today, but with Luca, and I don't know who he was passing to, but it did
Didn't
not
work.
turn out the same.
No. Dude, Patty's a stud. I think he's gonna have. He did very good too, like on defense as well. I know there was a lot of shaky plays on the back third. I think Patty and but McVay. I think those are two really good center backs in the back. I don't know. I feel like we have a good like foundation to go forward from defense, all of midfield, all the way through. I'm very confident in how the season's going to progress with everybody
Yeah,
we
and
have.
speaking of defense, we just signed another defender, Colonial, if you would.
Oh, Willie Kumati. I didn't know
Yeah.
I was gonna be put on the spot, but all right, yeah, he is a Right to Dream Academy graduate from Ghana. Don't
Beautiful.
know a ton else about him, but I do know. Well, I'm not even going to say we have defensive woes because, like you say, it's just spring training. But if he's a defender, obviously he is a defender, so maybe he comes in and maybe we see him next game. I'm really actually kind of looking forward to seeing if we see him next game.
Especially
Yeah.
a Right to Dream graduate who should just fit into this style, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the thought process.
Yeah. So welcome aboard, old Willie.
Yeah,
Well,
technically we
yeah.
don't even have a right back right now. Like what's his name? The midfielder who played right
Alvarado.
back. Oh, thank you. Alvarado played there. And then we saw McVay out there today, which was weird because he's like 6'5". You don't see many right backs there
Yeah,
that
he's
tall.
center back.
I really did think Boateng would fill that slot. I really 100% did.
I still think he could. I think that's a great idea, man, to have
Yeah.
that level of experience right there. And he's pacey and he can attack and defend. I think they got to listen to you, buddy. And for all the SDFC haters out there that are SDFC fans but like to hate on them, I know you're hearing a lot of positivity from us today, even though we have like a -5 goal differential through 2 games. Well, guess what? That's not going to change. It's not going to change until we're really bad after the All-Star break, and then at that point, I'll probably start getting pretty critical.
Yeah, I get a little cranky. I can start getting a little cranky at that.
Yeah,
You only lose
It's
so much.
happy.
It's the first year.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we are
guys.
an
Suck our
expansion
dicks.
team. Like this is the year where it's like, I don't know. I do think we should try to make the playoffs, and I do think that if the
Yes.
players don't make the playoffs, they should feel bad about it. Yes,
Yep.
but I also like let's not get silly about it. That's
Well,
it.
I think they said today on the broadcast was that St. Louis was the last expansion team, and I think they barely made the playoffs. Was it last year? Correct? They slightly.
They were like the
So,
9 seed or something like that, but
9 seed.
they were still really good, I think.
Yeah, they were like I forget. So they were like 5 games over 500 or something. But no, I think we can do it. And they were saying that their lineup had way less star power than ours, which obviously, being Padre fans, we know player, on paper doesn't mean anything. But I think that it looks really good for us. That I think we have a good coach, we got a good squad. That I think we can make the playoffs. Like not win the conference, but make the playoffs at least.
I think we can make the playoffs because when you make the playoffs, then as we all know, being American, watch American sports, whether we like it or not, anything can happen in the playoffs.
You get hot. That's all it takes. Get in, you put your hat in the rodeo and hang
I
onto a
agree.
bowl.
Let
And
me save you on that one, Keeg. You
Yep.
expansion teams have done well. Expansion teams have done well.
They have
in
done
the
well.
past, you know
Sounders
what I mean?
did
So it's
well.
like they've done shitty, but they've done well. So it's like we got a little.
Atlanta has done well. It's a lot of teams
Yeah.
that have done well.
Yeah,
LAFC did well, unfortunately.
Yeah, sure did.
LAFC, gross. What a gross ass team. Who
So
supports
gross.
that shit team? So I have some chants I thought up on the way. I was driving. Brought up some chants. Now I have to be honest with you. They are just. I'm just using like chants, the same chants we already have, and then I'm just putting other people's name in them. So, the chant, a Chucky Lozano.
No.
Well, you can do chants for anybody like that. Da, 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 da.
Nathan
A
Parada.
Marcus E. Barton. So there's a lot of players you could do that with. That's no problem. So feel free to start singing that. And then the Patty McNair song. We've got McNair, Patty McNair. I just don't think you understand. Like that's a common soccer song. You could do that with Godoy. We got Godoy, Annabelle Godoy. I just don't think you understand. And then you make up the lyrics there, right? But I think that we should sing this one. Look, we only sing it when Patty's wife is there, okay? Her name is Annabelle. So we got McNair, Annabelle McNair. I just don't think you understand.
Nice. I like that.
She's Patty's, what is that?
Wife?
She's Patty. Wait, I had it in my head and now I'm missing it. Just don't think you understand.
Got a cricket drop
Oh,
somewhere in there?
she's super Patty's wife. The best thing in his life. We've got Annabelle McNair. That's what it is.
Pretty good.
Okay. Well, I don't
Pretty
want to
good,
stalk the poor lady and like just creep on her and see if she's there or not for this chant every time. You know what I'm saying?
I went on Patty's Instagram one time and I saw his wife. His name is Annabelle, and that was it. We would be the only. Do any other MLS teams have a chant for a player's wife?
Well, I sure hope not.
I was gonna say.
I hope not too.
That
So
could
we
go
can be
real
the
bad
first.
real quick. Like,
We can break that barrier.
Nate, you sound like the type of guy that would go into a team store late at night and ask the employee if they're working alone or not. It's really creepy, dude. Really creepy.
Are you here alone? Can you help me with this shirt?
Look, if you chant it, it doesn't sound so creepy. If I'm trying to think of the lyrics that I thought of for Patty McNair's wife beforehand, it looks creepy, all right? I messed up. I should have just presented it as a chant already and it would have been less creepy. We've got McNair, Annabelle McNair. I just don't think you understand. She's super Patty's wife, the best thing in his life. We've got Annabelle McNair. See? Way more.
Yeah, there we go.
Way
All
more
right.
fun.
All right, we're back in. We're back there.
Yeah, we're back in there because at first it got real rocky. Like McNair's wife,
That is
Patty,
fair.
Annabelle, we follow you home. We need a chant for you. We're gonna do you got it.
Good Lord.
Keegan came up with that a little too quickly.
Yeah. Hey, I thought I was a weird one.
I
At
love
least
Patty.
no.
I love it. No.
But yeah, we can do, we can do all those chants, you guys. There's no limit to it. There's no limit. And there's a lot of chants that are already made where we can just put the cadence in with our players' information, right? That's the point. That's
Hey,
all.
Nate, you went to a Riptides event last night, right?
Yes, I did. Riptides Happy Hour at Hopnonymous.
Did Justin have the new scarves?
No, not yet.
Okay, because I bought you one and I was going to tell you to pick it up, but
don't think they're ready yet. It's gonna be a tight ETA. You saying for the first home opener,
first
you
game.
You should have them then, but it's like the Windows type.
Well, thank you. I know what it's supposed to look like, and that is amazing. I appreciate that.
I didn't even get myself one. I was just like, it's for Nate.
Oh, dude.
Not a scarf guy. I can't pull off scarves.
Put it just behind you. I'm not wearing any of them.
Yeah.
Really would throw off the feng shui.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. But no, I won't. Don't worry. No more chance for anybody else's wife. The Patty one, the Annabelle one. And it also is confusing that it's Annabelle Godoy and it's Annabelle. Keegan. All right. That's going to be Keegan's new favorite chant.
I know. Tool time, Tim.
Hot, hot, hot.
That was great.
That was all I had, y'all. That was it.
Yeah, I got one more quick thing. I will be attending the Salt Lake City away game. It is confirmed. I got my ticket.
Oh, shit.
/ hotel room. Now, this is a little PSA out there. So we need at least 20 folks from, if you're in the union, the SDISU, which we've discussed many times. If you're not, join up. We can hopefully leave a link below. You can buy your tickets literally on the app for that game. It was $20, but we need 20 people minimum in order to make it happen. So I know we have like at least 5 to 10, but if you're on the fence, just try to get out there. It'd be super fun.
And speaking of Real Salt Lake, Diego Luna was at the fence signing a lot of autographs and being very cool about everything. He's the one that got his nose broken during that USA game and was like, I'm fucking still playing.
Oh, yeah.
He was at the fence like for, I'm serious, like 20 minutes, taking pictures and signing autographs and stuff. Like, good dude. Seems like
Nice,
a good
dude.
dude.
He's one of those MLS players that I think is going to be pretty special one day. He's legit.
I think so.
Looking forward
And-
to when we play them, because that'll be we'll see how we handle them.
But watch the Spanish broadcast from Telemundo or something, because they call him by his nickname, Moon Boy, and I love it. That's how they say it when they say his name, and they literally say Moon Boy. It's the best.
Isn't
Way to
that-
shoot the ball, Moon Boy?
Wasn't
I
that your
love it.
nickname at the Diddy parties, Keegan? Moon Boy?
Half
Eh.
boy. All right, so what do we?
All right. Keegan, make a run.
Oh.
They hate him.
Look at him go. He can't handle the pressure.
Yeah, the rest in his face.
He can't
The ref
handle
is
it.
pissed.